In this video, I'm going to give you some ideas of where you can put your pieces when your opponent moves their queen out too early. If the queen moves here to h5, then the knight protects both h5 and g4. If the knight moves here to f3, well, another place too is if the queen is on g4, moving the d-pawn up will also expose the queen to an x-ray attack from the bishop. If the queen is on the f3 square, you can either develop the bishop here to g4 to put a tempo on the queen, or by moving the knight to c6 and then again to c4, attacking the queen. And if the queen decides to move someplace besides on these squares over here, then the knight can just jump here to c2, do a royal family fork, king moves out of the way, and then white can capture. If the queen develops to c3, it can be chased around from a knight on c6 and a bishop on b3. If the queen decides that it might want to stop on b3, you can chase the queen away and develop pieces by putting it on e6. As a general rule, if your opponent brings their queen out too early, it's a good idea to attack the queen, but only attack it in such a way that you're developing pieces. Because the reason why bringing the queen out early in a game is not good is what happens is the opponent attacks the queen and develops pieces, while the player who takes the queen out has to keep losing a move to retreat the queen, and that's called a tempo. And in chess, 3 tempos equals 1 piece. So in this game, if black can get white to move their queen 3 times while black develops a piece 3 times, then black has earned the equivalent of 1 point. You always have to be careful, though, when your opponent brings their queen out early, that they're going to go ahead and try to do the matrix. And I've seen a lot of chess players who get careless and they forget about this setup where the queen could go right here to do a checkmate on the enemy piece. And I've seen games where it's been into 20 and 30 moves and these pieces are still lined up for the matrix, and one opponent will get careless and maybe make a move like this, and the opponent will still get checkmate. So be on the lookout at all times for early queens in the game, and be aware of that setup where the queen and the bishop are lined up in the square opposite of the king. And the same is true if you switch sides. It's f2. If you have a game where the opponent for black tries to do the same thing and gets their pieces on that same side, black can also do a matrix as well. So it doesn't matter if you're white or black, always be on the lookout for those early queens and those quick checkmates.